Okay, guys, I'm sorry to say that it happened again just now. I was not really prepared to start stream until I realized I had 2 minutes before stream usually starts, so I had to, yeah, just kind of rush a few things together. But it's all good. Everything's working. So, time to get to the art. Okay. Okay, now I just kind of need to try and remember what I was planning on doing. Because, I mean, I've got this layer, which is the rooftop. And in this layer below, maybe I was thinking of, like, some colors? I mean, obviously just, like, flat colors, nothing specific on them. So, yeah, why not? So, for a rooftop... the color would kind of be more... like, kind of grayish? Like, not as saturated. Maybe... tone down the value a bit. Yeah, I mean, that might be good for like a rooftop. Because honestly, what I'm kind of imagining with this is like, it's a rooftop that's... No, actually, think about it, like, I was thinking this would be like, it's a roof of a short building, it's not like a skyscraper. And it's basically set up because, like, the way the roof is, there is access to it, but it's more so for people to just be able to, like, get to the... like, for repairmen to get to the big air conditioning units. So, like, the top of the roofs, there's not much to see there. Although in that case... Because now I'm thinking about, like, tar on roofs, because they... at least that's something they did. I don't know if they do it now. But it was a way for, like... I think it was to waterproof the roofs. And I don't think it was just like, oh, they just poured, like, straight up poured tar on there. I think they had, like, something else that was also on top of the roof, and the tar was used as a sealant on that. So now I'm thinking maybe better if it was darker, and in, like, a color like this could basically... like, a color like this would basically be the... like, grit that's... like, grit that was kind of mixed into tar so it doesn't become a smooth surface. Or something like that. Okay, I'm sorry, I was just thinking that there's a good chance I'm not gonna have this done by the time, like, the Star Force Legacy Collection comes out, so let me actually check that. Star Force Legacy Collection release date. Yeah, March 27th. So yeah, I only got about like, including this month, about 3 months. And I mean, if I was working on this every day, then oh yeah, no, I could probably at least get something presentable. Well, no, presentable is not the right word. Something that I'd be okay with. I could probably get something that I'd be okay with done by March 27th if I was working on this more often. So honestly, if I do want to get this done, I might need to start, well, I mean, I definitely need to start doing some work on this off stream. Okay, but so I think that this would probably be better with a definitely more blackish, maybe about that color. Then with some of the like some lighter color sprinkled over it, again just to simulate like grit. Okay, actually maybe a bit darker than that. Like maybe this? Okay, yeah, that looks better. Then I can go for a bit... Yeah, a color like this I think would work well. Huh. What the... What? Why is it not doing... Okay, that's interesting. Maybe it's because I have that. Okay, yeah, no, it was because of the background. So, yeah, for now that will be removed. But yeah, I feel like this is a good color for just the like little shin-high wall that's just kind of basically it just goes around the edge of the roof as a, well, way of saying like we made it so you can't just, well, we have something in the way of your legs in case you start like when you walk close to the edge. It's not a proper wall because that would be a bit too much for an area where people generally are not supposed to be going, and anyone that is supposed to be going should know well enough to not just walk off the side. At least that's like the vibe I'm going for with it. And honestly, I think that like for those, I kind of want it to be like some metal cladding. It looks a bit interesting like this. Though honestly, if I want this to be metal cladding, then I kind of need to actually like have it go over the wall a bit. Yeah, I don't really know how I'd draw that out to make it make sense. Yeah, it just... Yeah, no, this definitely just screams first attempt at anything. Like, honestly, this probably would look a lot better if I just made the entire background space instead of in a city vibe. making the entire background space is something that I can put on the back burner for now. Because I already know, like, I could set up any of those for, like, I could figure something out on how to make a, like, nice background show space and do some of the other stuff I want to do. Ah, fucking Christ. Okay. Did not expect it to, like, as you could probably tell, I dropped my stylus. It did a few more bounces than I was expecting. Alright. Yeah, so we've got this. Yeah, I mean, honestly, it doesn't look too bad without the lines. Of course, I'd still like to actually have a line here so you know that this is kind of like a corner, which is why the lines are helpful. Okay. Now, yeah, this is kind of the general idea. Yeah. So yeah, general idea for replacements of buildings. Okay. Sorry, I have a sub-view window up with the, like, geostellar reference image that I was using before. Oh. Hello, Celis. Yeah. Well, I do hope you get some nice sleep, and thank you for dropping by. It's nice to see you here. Yep. Thank you, Celis. And I'll have as much fun as I can here. And then I'll be looking forward to tomorrow's workday being done, so it's the weekend. But yeah, you get some rest. Thanks. Alright, time to sketch out some buildings. I should definitely go for more than just box shapes. And by that I mean just not have just like straight rectangle tower buildings. Because hell, I even realized some skyscraper, like, tall buildings can be, like, architects can get, I mean, honestly, architects might just find, like, Probably they probably do find a simple box shape for a building like boring. I mean, granted, even though it's boring, there are definitely like reasons that they end up being like that. Like, hell, I'm looking at the skyline for my city, and yeah, there are a lot of them that are boxes, basically. At the very least, like, most of the body is a box. The top, obviously, like, the top is where they can really be the most unique, because you don't really have to care about stability when it is the topping piece, so you can have weird designs. And, you know, I actually was kind of feeling like, honestly, I kind of want to kind of like use the kind of like my city's skyline image as like a reference for this, but I feel like no, that kind of feels like it's giving away too much information. But I mean, it doesn't mean that I can't just like look at it for some inspiration on at least building shapes. And oh god, I actually was just like, I mean, I found the image by like looking up my city name Skyline. I went to the Wikipedia article for it, and now I'm getting an aerial view of a place I have driven past multiple times. It feels weird. Because like, I know those buildings, I know that road, I've driven down that, but I have never seen it from this angle. It feels awkward. Sorry, it felt like it was something felt weird. I kind of wanted to share it because it was the just weirdest feeling. But yeah, let's get back to this. Well, now I kind of, you know, it's kind of feeling like maybe I should like draw a like bit of a road kind of sneaking out, but I mean honestly, I feel like I can go with that. This viewpoint is high enough that the road is not exactly able to be seen from here, at least from the viewpoint. Just so I don't have to worry about drawing that. Actually, well, you know, yeah, that's a good size for the pen. And yeah, turn off the night sky. Man, I just came up with something that might... Uh, I came up with an idea that, like, might actually work better. I'm not... Okay, it's something like... Okay, actually I'm going to just... Like, just make a layer on here. And this one, I'm just going to be writing down this idea so I don't forget it. Okay. Alright, so now that's there. Ah. Okay. Well, thank you, Red. I mean, I say thank you for showing up, but you can't hear me, but thank you. Okay, I'm using, like, I could, like, send a message through chat so Red could see that. But doing this lets me kind of procrastinate a bit, and it's funny. Oh, yeah, cat. Cyrus disappear for now. Don't need him, like, clogging this up. Wait, I don't even need to. Keep forgetting I can just do something like this. And just delete. That way I don't have to worry about just erasing everything. But okay, so now back to building the buildings. Alright. Okay, and if anyone's wondering about the note I wrote to myself, like what the wave road is, it's basically the cyber world for Star Force. It's the secondary world that you travel through in the game, and it's the one where you actually run into, like, virus encounters. I mean, technically it's the wave world, but the wave road is basically what you walk on in there, and it's, like, I'd say it's very visually distinct. It would, and using it would help me, like, not have to worry about weird positions with Cyrus. So it's something to consider if I feel like standing on the building is, like, feels too awkward. Because if I feel like that, then I could just instead, like, have Cyrus be on a wave road, and I can pretty much just have it go off into the background and it doesn't matter. Like, it works, and I mean, I'd also, like, with that, I'd also be able to have him basically be floating in the air, so it's, like, it also fits. Okay, now I actually need to see if I can find a... Okay, I can just find an image for like the wave road. Well, I mean, okay, this one's close enough. Okay, yeah, so that's how I would show it off. Alright, pin that for later. Well, I think if I'm going to, like, do the wave road idea, I first need to actually kind of build up the rest of the cityscape. Because that way then I actually have a better idea of, does it fit? Would it work nice? So that, like, so that is to say, I need to stop procrastinating on this. Okay, I can have a building like that. Bit of a rounded top. Like, let's have some fun with this, you know. Okay. And then I could have... Oh, okay, actually, yeah, for these next ones, I give myself a flat top building as... No, try and have a flat building. Like a flat top building is about there. Okay, wait, how do I have the other one? Yeah, it's also kind of in the background there. And then we also have a level up here. Okay. I'll make that straighter. There we go. Okay, that looks better. Just kind of have, like, the idea with this one is, I mean, it's like I said before, just because the main body of the building is a fucking box doesn't mean you can't go fancy on the top. Huh. Okay, yeah, no, again, I'm looking at the, like, my city's skyline as a reference, so I just noticed something on one of the buildings that I never noticed before, but to be fair, I've never really had, like, the point of view that this photograph is taken from to look at it. So, because I mean, the thing I noticed is pretty high up on a pretty tall building, and usually I'm not exactly, like, driving around in the area where I'd be able to look up and see that. So, yeah. But, okay, getting back to here. Let's kind of have something like that. So that's one building. Well, technically that's half of the photo. Half of the background, not photo. Oh no. Yes. Okay, there we go. Okay. Then we had a few more buildings on this side. So for next bit, I'm gonna give this, actually, I want to give this building a twin over on this side with the same little roof dealie. But to do that properly, I need to, again, like start from the right side here and draw the rest of the buildings. And yeah, I definitely think that ditching the like standing on a roof idea for standing on the wave road up in the sky would work better, just because I don't really have to give a rat's ass about perspective that much. I mean, of course, from far enough distance, perspective doesn't really. No, there is still perspective even from a far distance. I was trying to lie to myself, but no. I mean, I have a photo that pretty much shows that, like, yeah. I mean, like I'd be looking up at some of these buildings, and it. God. Yeah, okay, I was just thinking, like, how much easier would this be, like, figuring out perspective if I could just actually make these buildings with, like, 3D models and then just tilt them? And I was thinking that might actually be easier for getting the perspective right, but then I'd have to go through the process of making these as 3D models and dealing with all that, so yeah. I'm sorry guys, I just keep finding ways to like kind of procrastinate and just not work on this. Yeah, I really think I'm gonna need to try and work on this on the weekend. Which, I mean, not gonna be doing anything Saturday other than just dropping Penny off for her exam and then picking her up. I mean, I was planning on doing some Monster Hunter since the challenge quest for Arch Temperature into Hod's out, and I do want to try running that a few times, try and get the A rank, because I mean, I just kind of like doing that, and also while I'm doing that, I'd be getting the gamer certificates I need, so it's 2 birds with 1 stone and all that jazz. But I mean, I guess it wouldn't be too bad to also be trying some stuff with this. You know, maybe something that would help me just deal with this is if I don't have... Like, if I can just focus on drawing the buildings, so just, like, have the roof out of view. That might help. I mean, again, it's just me trying to just do something other than draw this. God. Of course I managed to do that. I accidentally managed to do a bit of color sampling by clicking a button on my pen. But, alright. Just focus, Cyrus, focus. And I think I haven't even... Oh, god damn it. I just realized something I did. Okay, at first, redo. Redo. There we go. Alright. Okay. Like, I can do somewhat okay vertical lines when I'm trying to get just straight lines. Otherwise, like I said, somewhat okay. But horizontal, I just... Yeah. God. How the fuck do I do a horizontal line? I mean, I know one easy way I could do is just rotate the canvas like 90 degrees. You know what? That's fine. Yeah, I think with this one, something like that works well. I mean, yeah, it looks like the stereotypical top of a house, but listen, there are some skyscrapers that just decide, yeah, we're just gonna put a triangle on top. Like, there are. I mean, honestly, if I wanted to be really typical for like skyscrapers and shit, I could just have one just have a flat top and then just like have some antennas and a like airplane warning light on top of it. You know, so a strong light that the airplanes can see even if it gets foggy, so they don't just crash into a building in the middle of the city. I mean, it is something you have to worry about when you have a, like, airport nearby. But, alright. So, now for another one, but have this one definitely, like, behind here. And also actually have it go up, like, above Though I might have it, yeah, kind of like start out here. And if I could just draw this, like, if I could just draw a fucking straight line. Okay, I think that's like the straightest line I've fucking drawn. And you know what? It's good enough for this. Yeah, for this one. I'd say this is good enough. Okay, now shrink this eraser down. Get rid of that. Mother, God, I really need to rebind that right click. Because, dear Lord, it's more annoying than helpful. Yeah. Again, more procrastinating, but I notice these and my brain is not going to let me not notice them, even if no one would ever see it. My brain knows it's there and it is not happy. Alright. Okay. So now for this one, I'm thinking just like a few antennas. Maybe a satellite dish. Because why not at this point? Let's just put a satellite dish on top of a skyscraper. Oh, actually, wait. I mean, I'm gonna Google something really stupid right now, like satellite dishes on skyscrapers, but... Okay, satellite is spelled with an E. Satellite dish on that sky scraper. Like this bucket. Oh yeah, it would be. Okay, I'm seeing some of the images for this and it's just like. Okay, actually looking at the images, well, okay, some of them, they do have them on, like, metal structures. Okay, this wasn't as helpful or as enlightening as I thought it might be, so yeah. I mean, honestly, if I was gonna draw a satellite dish you could see from here, it would have to be a pretty big fucking satellite dish. Actually, you know what? We're ditching the satellite dish plan, and instead, like, it's just gonna go up like this. Maybe a bit more, like halfway through, like someone at the top building decided, like, yeah, no, I want to be at the tippy top of the building, so just add a bit more up there. No, I don't care if it's going to make our building look weird. It's a building. Weird looks give it character. Which, I mean, honestly, it's true. Like, for you guys in your cities, you probably have, like, a few weird buildings in your skyline that you can really, that just, like, are very easy to remember. They just come to mind when you think of the city. Like, there are definitely a few in my city where I'm just like, yeah, no, I remember that place. The building, like the top of the building is just shaped really weird. I mean, I don't know what businesses are in that building, but I remember the building. So I'd say it has a point. And also, like, for a very obvious thing, for most of these, I am going to be putting in more detail. I just might do it more with color instead of just straight lines. Because especially if I'm going to go with the wave road idea, then the background might look nicer if it doesn't have any, like, if it doesn't have, it might look better lineless. So, I mean, that might be something I try. And again, if that is the case, then this is more just to help me. It's a placeholder. It helps me guide where the stuff's gonna go. Yeah, and yeah. I mean, this one was also a placeholder, but more just to help me remember, like, yes, this is what I'm going for. In which case, I've got another building to make. This one, I kind of feel like why am I not drawing anything? Oh, I still have the eraser, that's why. I can't draw with an eraser unless I've already filled the layer with something to erase, of course. Actually, think about it. I wonder exactly how that would, like, how that would feel to actually, like, try and draw with an eraser. Because I mean, if you made a mistake while drawing with an eraser, you Just need to like swap to a pen or a brush and fill in. So that, I mean, I guess that's something to think about later. Huh. Oh. Okay, and just gotta pop the neck. And my knuckles. Popping my neck and knuckles. Yep. I couldn't help myself. I just want to do the and knuckles meme. I don't know if I should. I mean, I feel like I might be a little disappointed in myself for doing that, but also not really care. Yep. Okay, there we go. Okay, I want this one to be a bit more behind. Well, not a bit more, like have more of it behind a building. Like have the other half of the roof actually slant down. Like have the other half just be behind the other building. Of course, the little tower is like the little tower is still on full view. Actually, now I'm thinking maybe it would have been better instead of having a triangle on top to have like a circle. Actually, yeah, I'll do that. I'll replace that triangle with a little globe. Okay. Bye-bye, little triangle. All right. Okay. So now I have the city. Oof. Okay. Now what? I mean, I guess the next step is put in the details that I was talking about for... Well, actually, no, if I wanted to put in the details with just color, then... Yeah, I wouldn't want to do that. Oh, I guess one thing that I might want to do... well, no, I was gonna say maybe I should erase the lines, but again, if I'm not gonna be using this, I'm just using this as a guideline for color, then I don't have to worry about erasing the lines. In which case, it's probably better to just keep them here, just so it's like still there. And now I want to see where exactly the moon. The moon and the shooting star is still pretty good. Although I definitely might want to shrink the moon a bit. Shrinking the moon. Okay. Oh. Yeah, I forgot about that. You know, I wish it was just consistent. Like, because if it was a consistent thing, then it might actually be, oh, I need to replace the battery. But no, it just decides to chirp at me whenever I have the heat on. And even then, like I said, it's not consistent. I'm just... yeah, no idea why it's like that. Okay. God, can you just stop? No. Okay, you know what? I might as well try the wave road idea. At least just try... like, just try kind of sketching out the basic of it and figuring out, like, where exactly it's going to go. So I'd say the best way to have it would be, we kind of have, like, a vanishing point of it, like, here. Because this is something that could vanish into the distance in the background, and it would make sense. So if I have the point at the... oh, I'm still on the eraser. Okay, if I have the point, like, here, then I just need to kind of, like... go here. And here. So it would be something like this. This still works for like me being on it. Although I might want to tweak it so it's not like it's it's hard to figure out how exactly I want to have it to show it going off into the distance. might be better to not have it go off into a point. Instead. Yeah, that actually might work better. Or at the very least, have the point, like, be... Have the point be behind me, so I'm obscuring it. Like, if it's here... Well, I don't want it to be too... Okay. So I want to like come out to here and here. Basically, it's not like the wave road isn't exactly a wide road. So if I have it like that, it goes like this. Okay, that actually works better. Yeah, I feel like obscuring the vanishing point of the road with my body does help at least like make it feel like it's still going on, but it's not like it's going up high. Okay. Alright, so that's working. Although, if I like this, it feels like I definitely kind of need to have maybe a few smaller buildings that would be below, but because the wave road's going to be transparent, so you're actually going to be able to see through it. Although, God, it's just trying to figure out the perspective of everything that's just fucking me up. Because, again, like I said, if it's, like, the wave road is transparent, so I'd want, yeah, I feel like I should have something below me. But with the perspective here, I can't really, like, put the road there. Because, again, with perspective on the buildings, I'm high up. That's kind of the idea. Okay, now I'm wondering if this actually even, like, if the idea of having it go so far so it looks like it's still under me is actually helping me, or if that perspective is wrong. Or actually, maybe it would work better if instead of having it just go... Actually, yeah, no, that might work better. Like, instead of having it go back like this, if instead I have it actually kind of... I can have it go lower so it looks more flat, and then just kind of in the background I have the points get closer, and then like just turn. Because the wave road's not a... Like, it doesn't have to just go in one place. Okay. Right now, let me just get rid of most of this so we can... Okay, that works. So instead... Yeah, basically just kind of have it... like this far in. And you just see it go this way. And we can have it go, pretty much have it look like it's going behind the building. Okay, yeah, I like that a lot better. That actually helps it so much more. So it doesn't look like it's just... Like, I mean, honestly, once we get color in here and some more details and everything, it'll look a lot better. It looks better now that it's not just vanishing into the background. And without any color differentiation, it looks like the building is just holding me up. Which is kind of funny. It's like, here, have a Cyrus. But, okay. I'm definitely feeling better about it now. So yeah, that feels better on how to actually get myself in there without it just like sticking out weird because of perspective and angles. Because this, like, the angle is just like head on. And like the reason I'm standing on something, like reason I'm like this so high up is because I'm on a wave road that is up in the sky. I wonder if I should have made the... Yeah, well, I'd say this little space here, it could like afford to be a bit like skinnier, I guess, to just kind of show that it's... Okay, actually, let's see how that would look. I mean, I think it's okay as it is. Okay, actually, I like that more. Okay, first, so let's just cut that off. Then I can just lasso that and delete it from here. Okay. There we go. There's actually something I can also do here. I can cut and paste that and have it be back here. Which, I mean, it doesn't do anything for me right now, obviously. But now I have this one, so it's actually behind, like, the city. So when I get to coloring, like, when I get to adding the colors, then it'll actually be like, it will make it easier, so I don't have to worry about, oh no, I accidentally colored over, like, the color for this is bleeding onto the building even though it's supposed to be behind the building, you know. Okay. Okay, and then okay, I'm thinking, like, honestly for this one I'm thinking just, like, use this layer for all the, like, the moon and the shooting star and stuff. And also, like, I mean, the stars I'm not actually going to draw on here because I'll be actually just using those colors. They don't need an outline. They're tiny enough that just, like, having the stars with colors sticking out from the background would be enough. Okay. And again, also, if I'm going to the background, like, without any hard lines, because, I mean, honestly, yeah, it does actually look very well. Like, it's a nice, it is something I appreciate for backgrounds where you don't have any, like, hard black lines, where they just use difference in shading and stuff to show off contours and such. I mean, I'm nowhere near good enough for that, but it is something I like with, like, backgrounds. It can be hit or miss when it comes to the, like, actual subject of the art piece. And of course the hit or missness is, like, very much dependent on your skill. But yeah, for backgrounds it's nice. Because again, they don't need to have as much detail, they just, like, you just need to be able to tell what the detail is. Like, just differences in color and just, like, those are usually good enough to help you figure out, like, oh, this is, like, the top, this is the side, this is the bevel, and stuff like that. Oh, yeah, I was gonna draw the moon. And a shooting star. Okay, I got distracted. Sorry about that. No, actually, let me save this. Which one? Oh no, it was like, oh yeah, put it here. Okay, I can delete that because I already put this. I already put the wave road in, so I don't need to have that there. Huh. Okay, I was just looking at the like piece that I'm kind of referencing for like. I mean, honestly, I'm not even referencing for like the composition for this fan art, just general vibes, basically. But yeah, they had the moon in there, and it was like a crescent moon. But when I zoom in, I can actually see that, like, yeah, they have the crescent moon, but they also have kind of a shadow for the rest of the moon. So, like, there's no stars poking through it, and just looking close, you can actually see the rest of the moon. Just like a nice little thing. Like a nice little detail. Which I could also just kind of do. Because again, if I'm going to be doing this without like the line art showing up for the background, then what I could do is just kind of have the circle here for the moon. Try and do a better circle for the moon. Ah, dang it. I'm not good at drawing shapes. I was hoping to keep that a secret from you all, but as you can see, I am not good at drawing shapes. Is it good enough? Yeah, let's... Okay, that one. Yeah, I think I do better when I don't start from the bottom of it. Okay. And just shave this side down a bit. Okay, that looks good. And granted, pointless because no one's going to be seeing the line art, but it's for me. Okay. Oh, hi, Azrael. Oh, I'm glad you decided to drop by, although stream will be ending soon, but okay. What game did you finish? And what kind of game was it? Ah, Dengen 2. So, how'd you like it? Oh, that is very good to hear. And have fun with V3. Yep. Well, Azrael, hopefully that the half the cast you dislike aren't going to be staying around too long. I mean, you know how danging games are. The starting cast does not stay that size for long. More. Oh yeah. Okay. Okay. Yeah, those characters are definitely hit or miss. Like it's a very polarizing character trait to give. It can actually be handled well and lead to like interesting character moments, but it is very, very easy to just like fuck up the landing on that. Okay, no, that's not good for us. I mean, that's kind of good. Yeah. It's just gonna look off because it's not like because the circle isn't perfect. But I think that's good for the moon. And for the comet, well, I can just draw like a little... I was gonna say draw a little egg, but that is not really egg-shaped. I mean, there probably is an egg that's shaped like that, but I don't know if that's a good egg. No, that's too big for an egg. You know what, let's just try drawing an egg normally and then I can rotate it. Yeah, okay, that works. Oh. If I just turn it like this. Okay. Alright. Okay, so main body of the comet, and then the little aurora. Wait. Okay, no, I don't think aurora is the right word for it, but like the aura and the tail of it would. That's what I'm drawing now. Because again, actually, no, yeah, actually, yeah, no, a tail of a comet doesn't really stretch it, doesn't really like expand out farther. So, but yeah, again, this will look a lot better with actual colors. And actually, it really more so comes to a point. So I should be kind of going like this. Okay, we got our comet, we have the moon. And I've got, honestly, I have a plan to like draw a bunch of wave roads. Actually, I don't know if I'll have them on another layer. This like a separate layer from here. I might, yeah, and actually I probably should because I. Okay, yeah. So I'll change this from wave roads to just main wave road. Then like wave roads here. So I guess higher wave roads. And then just call this one lower wave roads. Just so it's like in relation to the main road. So okay. So I think at least I don't really have to worry too much about the moon and the meteorites. Comet, not meteorite. I mean, a comet is a meteorite. Wait, is a comet a meteorite or a meteor? It's one of those things. I don't know if it's one that's gonna burn up on entry or one that isn't, but it's one of those things. But yeah, both of these are going to be very bright. And then I'm also just going to have stars peppering the entire background here. Probably more so when we get to where it starts transitioning kind of to the blue here. And of course the buildings are going to have like each of them. Honestly, probably I am going to have each of them on their own layer just to make it easier because I'm going to be having a lot of stuff on these. Like they're each going to have their own like base color. Now use other colors to kind of like just draw out base, like, oh, this is windows. Here's where part of it actually kind of like is a bit different in color. Basically just use the colors to make details obvious without like having to specifically line it out. And then also just have a bunch of wave roads going around all the buildings through the sky and all that. And honestly, those might be like a bit more fun to draw because it's not just gonna be like straight lines. They're going to be like going at angles, sharp turns, all that jazz. But yeah, it is now 7, so we'll be ending stream. Okay. We didn't really get much done today, but I did figure out the direction I want the background to go in, and I'd say that's like very good. Like figuring out all the colors and stuff is still going to be a challenge. But I have a direction now. And that is very important. Okay. Yeah. Alright. We're gonna raid into Rain Boba. Right now she's playing Castle Crashers Remastered with Co Mixio. Alright. So I'll start the raid now. Alright, and for everyone who came in and dropped by, whether you lurked, whether you chatted, whether you're able to stay or whether you had to, or whether you could only be in here for a bit, I appreciate each and every one of you coming by. And yeah, I'm definitely gonna actually start working on this off stream, because I do want to have this finished before the Legacy Collection releases, because I would actually like to use this as like kind of a thumbnail for it, and also I have plans to use this piece to like as part of a thumbnail for my non-emote art streams. But anyway, yeah, I'm gonna be working on this off stream. Yeah, so I hope you all have a wonderful morning, noon, afternoon, evening, day, night, wherever you are, whenever you are, whatever time zone you're in. I hope you have a wonderful time of it, and I hope I'll see you again tomorrow for more Mega Man Battle Network 6. Let's raid. Okay, and YouTube, I'll be ending the stream now. Hope to see you guys again tomorrow as well. Goodbye.